We get the common question, why do I need telemedicine? Why do I need telehealth in my practice? You know, I'm a single doctor, I'm a psychologist, I'm a psychiatrist, and I'm busy. What's the point? I've got people coming into me and I can't handle them as it is. Well, I think ultimately that question comes back to, let's stop practicing harder and working harder. Let's start practicing smarter. And what better way to do that than to incorporate a new technology allowing patients to see you no matter where they are. If they're at home, if they're in another office, if they are on vacation, they can still get in touch with you. And what we find is that when you offer that and you let the community know that you're offering that sort of a capability, that you start attracting those higher income, better insured professionals that really can build the solid base for your practice and make it easier for you to take on some of those other people that you feel are in need and just can't quite pay as much. But ultimately what you're doing is you're taking it from seeing this many patients and having this kind of an income to going from seeing this many patients and having this sort of an income. And so it completely frees you up. I think the other thing to need to think about is not only does it free your patients, but it frees you. Suddenly, you don't have to drive to the office and work 6 days a week. You can take a day and spend it at home, seeing patients online. You can decide, you know what, I'm gonna go to the beach house this weekend or the next week. Why don't we set up a time where I can see some patients, maybe 3 hours a day, and we'll do it via telehealth. When we're talking about working smarter as opposed to working harder, when you use this sort of telehealth system, what it allows you to do is instead of spending, being caught in a room with a patient and having to spend 30 minutes, 40 minutes with a patient, you can engage them more frequently online and drop that time down to 10 or 15 minutes. So suddenly your office and the amount of patients that you can schedule during a day and the amount of individual resources that you can charge for suddenly goes up. And that allows you not only to take better care of your patients, but suddenly you're bringing in more revenue and you're much more efficient than you were in the past. And I think that's ultimately the difference and why even in a busy practice, it's important for clinicians to have this sort of telehealth thing. And I think probably the last thing, the third thing in this, is if you're not on and if you don't get on soon, this wave is coming. And ultimately what's going to happen is your competition is going to adopt it and you are going to be left in the dust playing catch up. The revolution is coming. Telemedicine is here. We'd like to see you on board, and we'd like to see you on board with Smart House Calls.